La 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 la, Leao, 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 Leao. Alright, 3 out of 3, 9 out of 9. Perfect way to start the season. Milan go to the Olimpico in their first real test with this new built team and win 2-1 away from home. Goals from Giroud from the penalty spot again and Leao. The game was controlled by Milan from start to finish, even after the red card. Milan just completely dominant, completely showed the incredible skill and quality gap between the two teams. When it was 11v11, they never had a chance. They never touched the ball in any meaningful way. They never had anything close to a meaningful chance. It was complete and utter domination. Our build up from the back was fantastic. Our patience in our build up from the back was fantastic. Our link up, our chemistry, day by day, game by game, week by week. You are watching it. If you're watching every game throughout the season, this chemistry, the link up, the little touches are getting better every single game. You see it. From the first game against Bologna where, Giroud and Pulisic link up and it was very nice. From that to the Roma game where you see Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Giroud again. And I have to give a lot of credit to Giroud, who even at 37 years old, even with some of the reservations that I have with him, playing a lot throughout the season. I mean, he is just on fire right now with his link up. The way he is the metronome for all the little interchanges that are happening on the field right now. Ruben Loftus-Cheek plays a beautiful 1-2 with Giroud, hesitates on the shot probably a little bit more than he needs to, has the shot blocked. Then on the follow-up, Patricio takes him down with a foot to the shin. That gets us a very obvious penalty. Giroud takes it, scores 1-0 within the first 5 minutes. And from then on, again, just complete control and complete patience from the team. There were a lot of moments. A very nice chance from a beautiful Teo cross to the far post to Pulisic, who almost scored his third goal in 3 games. But Rui Patricio denied him. A few really nice moments from Leao, constantly in the first half, trouble. Another one of those patented dribbles cut back to Tijani Reinders, who once again missed it. For the love of God, man, those have to be in practice because they've been happening nonstop in preseason in the games. Leao, dribble on the outside left, cut back to Reinders has constantly been a fixture of our season. He needs to be able to start converting those. And then in the second half, we go to halftime. It's 1-0, calm, cruise control. We come out in the second half looking for the killer, and immediately, I think 46th, 47th minute, Leao scores one of the goals of his career. I think Mike Grella on the CBS studio, which is where I watch these games, Mike Grella on the CBS studio he really gave that goal the justice it deserved in really breaking down the physicality needed to get into that squat position, hold back Zeki Celik on that goal, and then still have the physicality and the wherewithal to still be able to, from that position, turn that into a shot on goal. I mean, unbelievable ability, unbelievable talent. One of the best goals he's ever scored. And we're up 2-0. And again, cruise control from there. Roma never had a chance until Tomori makes his probably third rash challenge of the game. His first one, in the 18th minute, he gets booked. Then I think maybe 10 minutes later, he has another one, which is not. The first one was kind of extreme. The second one, not as bad, but again, he gets his warning. And then the third one, very light foul, but like I mentioned, he had already had the booking, the warning. The third one is always going to be penalized. Very dumb mistake from him. But like Pioli said after the match, he was playing well. He was playing well. I always like when Tomori is on the front foot, when he's aggressive. That's where he's best. When he's right in the body of attackers. And look, it's a shame he'll miss the derby, which I know some people are happy about, which I think is very stupid. But regardless, it's a shame he'll miss the derby. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things that just happens. It's his first red card. It's not something that constantly happens with him. So, we move on. From that, we get this red card in what, the 67th minute or something like that. And honestly, my recollection of it before rewatching the highlights was that, oh man, we really struggled from then on. We absolutely did not. We conceded very little right after that from then on. And in my head, the Spinazzola consolation goal was like in the 80th minute. No, it wasn't. It was in the 92nd minute, and realistically, all we had to do was hold on for 4 minutes after that. The nerves were very overblown in my own memory. I'm not saying, like, in my memory, it felt like it was 20 minutes of just sustained Roma pressure. That was not the case. It was that goal in the 92nd minute, and then there was obviously four minutes that were tough because of the recency of what they did to us last season. But realistically, there were very few chances. They created very, very few chances. And overall, we were very deserving of the win. I tweeted this in the first half of the game. The off-ball runs that Leao is making diagonally towards the center of the pitch, that is something he's adding to his game that he did not have. Like, every single game this season, I've seen stuff that, like, okay, I'm reassured that this guy and the coaching staff are working with him to improve these tactical aspects of his game. He's working better off the ball, both in possession and out of possession. And those are things that are very, very encouraging to the team and how it will do. Theo was spectacular yesterday. Going forward, I mean, he is just... like we know... what he gives us every single game in terms of his athleticism. But still sometimes it catches you off guard just how unbelievable of an athlete that dude is. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek had his first great game of the season. He had some really good ones in the first two games, but this one was like, yeah, this guy is like an actual great midfielder. He played like a great midfielder today. I thought Calabria, the way Calabria and Theo, the inverting of the fullbacks, mostly Calabria today, I thought that was... he played brilliantly, in my opinion. Of course, he's gotten scapegoated for the goal, because after 92 minutes of defending, if you let one guy cut inside from at the edge of the box, and he gets a massive deflection, then it's obviously like a disaster and you're the worst defender ever. But I thought he was brilliant in possession. He played the role very well. He supplied the goal. He supplied the cross for Leao for his goal, and just overall he was really good. And yeah, I just think today was a show of strength against a team that, has struggled. Roma have struggled this season, but technically, like on paper, away at the Olimpico. And I thought actually the Olimpico atmosphere was amazing. And one of the first times I've ever noticed the Olimpico like that. So I thought that was really nice to see that we handled that kind of atmosphere and coped really well and controlled the game from start to finish, even when we had the red card, even when we had to relinquish possession because we had less players. Even then, I thought we handled the game perfectly. So yeah, now we have the international break. Then we have the derby. No Tomori. It's going to be tough. Inter look great. But this is our chance to really make... This was our first exhibition of really trying to put a stamp on the season. And the derby will be yet another, the biggest extension of that. Winning the derby puts us on a really high trajectory if we can do that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you want to subscribe to this channel, Sempre Milan, and my channel, Bdair Ball, link is in the description. And hopefully next time I see you, I am jumping up and down about the fact that we won the derby.